Well, there's your big 20.
Hey, I called it. How about that?
And then just a lonely compass in Link's house. So, you did call it, my friend. Well done.
Whew. Off to a good start.
Alright, so we got Hahasell and FoxZerro doing the Uncle route to begin. Not a bad call.
No, definitely we'll see the tree pull here. Just some hearts, nothing too exciting. Xirtanul and OPT are looking to do Houlihan, I believe.
Yeah, getting some early money, especially before you go to Kakariko, especially in Keysanity, is definitely nice.
Yeah, there is something about Keysanity where the front part of a seed is a little bit stingier than we've seen in the past. So doing the Houlihan is a good strategy off the bat.
And Uncle just having some allowance for us. And there is the book for Hahasell, or should we say litigation in this case, once OPTLawyer gets it.
So it looks like FoxZerro is following right in Hahasell's footsteps there, picking up the book, and then also starting up at Sanctuary as well. Xirtanul getting a peek at what was on the Lake Hylia island there. Just a compass, it looks like.
This could be one of those seeds where pet dreams are dead in the first 5 minutes.
Don't worry yet, chat. The dream is still alive at this point.
And that's just 5 arrows on Lumberjack Ledge, so nothing there.
We got Xert making the play down to Dam and South Shore. This is a route that I've seen a couple people try out. It might work out if there's a little bit item heavy in this area. Might make it worthwhile before doing Kakariko.
And Hahasell is going up to the pedestal.
Finding the flute in the dam, and FoxZerro finding a small key to Misery Mire.
And pedestal dreams are shattered, unfortunately. Just a piece of heart.
That is disappointing.
Yes, it is. Actually, that Xirtanul is going to mini Moldarm this early. Usually people go clear out Kakariko first.
This is definitely a route that paid off for him in the fall tournaments, so, sticking with what you know. Finds a small key to Castle Tower, some bombs, piece of heart, a map to Skullwoods.
And that is the bow and the well, so that's a nice pickup.
And Xert's last item was the key to Swamp Palace. Very important small key to pick up in the game, the Swamp Palace key.
And FoxZerro found the bow and the key to Turtle Rock, so nice pickup for him.
There is value in all directions at this point.
Oh, there's my hook shot. And OPTLawyer, the good news is that pedestal is not needed.
That's 50 rupees in the ice rod cave there.
And OPT grabbing his Mire key, so we are about 5 minutes and we have one Castle Tower key, Sabatender. How are you feeling about possibly Aghanim 1?
I've seen like a real spike in Aghanim 1 having to be done. If we start to see a couple more of the items that you need to get up there, so lamp, a sword or the cape is always a bad sign early on. And just like no lift upgrades, then we're looking like we might be going for AGA 1. Just to answer Rarity's Best Ponies question, all of our runners are 1-1 in this race.
And OPT grabbing their hook shot. See what wealth Blind Spot has for us today. Always nice to come into Kakariko with a full assortment of bombs, so you don't have to come back here too many times.
Very true.
So we got a Hyrule Castle map and a small key to Hyrule Castle, and that's our first lift.
Okay, okay.
And a big 20, so Blind Spot not having a ton. It has that nice lift upgrade, but could be better.
Bottle Vendor was a heart container. Yeah, being given the flute this early, I mean, it gives you a lot of access to light world locations here, so there's still a lot for our runners to explore. The AGA 1 thing could happen, but there's still a lot of chests for our runners to open up before they have to resort to that. Was that the cape in the library?
I thought it was something green, but I could be wrong.
I might be seeing things.
We are still looking for the moon portal, and we are looking for the hammer still. And that was the cape in the library. It's confirmed by chat. Yeah, we just saw it on FoxZerro's side, so that is definitely the cape in the library.
Okay, so that would make me think that the AGA play isn't quite on the table at this point. I mean, we'd have to start seeing some sword upgrades then, I think, or very early boots. But xirtanul, with picking up the flute over in the dam, is playing for us the Swag Duck national anthem here.
And we have Hahasell dropping down to check the back end of Escape. Those 3 quick chests. And we got the mirror, blue mail, and bomb. So not a bad Escape. Defense is always nice to have.
So with the mirror, that opens up pretty much everything on Death Mountain, at least in the light world for everybody here. So that's probably where you're going to find something else progression related.
Let's just poke around Hera as well.
Yeah, exactly, with the mirror, yeah. We haven't seen anyone head over to Eastern Palace yet, which is kind of a more common early game play, but so far no one has headed over in that direction.
One nice thing about xirtanul's route is he won't have to go back to Kakariko to activate his flute now. He can just go on his way. Everyone else has got to double back there.
Definitely. It really paid off to head for the dam area first.
Now that's the biggest time sink, but you really don't want to visit areas twice unless you absolutely have to. So we do see these runners picking up maps. Maps aren't quite as useless as they are in open mode. Since we're playing Keysanity, those maps will let us know what dungeons have crystals or pendants once they do a map check for us. So it gives maps just a little bit more value.
It sure does, yeah. Playing my first Keysanity seed, and you open up the map just instinctively, and you see that nothing is highlighted. You're like, what's going on here? So, yeah, putting in that map functionality is a pretty interesting decision on the behalf of the developers. I like it a lot.
Yeah, definitely. And not just that, but when you enter a dungeon and you don't have a map yet, you can't go even by the music, because the music is going to be different also. And that's a bottle up from the old man. So quite an interesting assortment of items. So we got the hookshot, we got the bow, we got the lift, and we got the flute. So that's a pretty loaded side of Southern Shore and Kakariko today.
Yeah, it's a nice set of items to be carrying around with you, at least in the early game. You got a lot of options for exploration.
And of course the book as well. And xirtanul did see something he wanted on that ledge. I did not catch what it was, but we'll find out momentarily. Money.
That's some cash for Zora, possibly, so always worth picking up early on in the game.
It's definitely better than a sharp stick in the eye, for sure.
An interesting play by Haha here, with the book in hand, heading into the desert area and actually heading right up into Desert Palace.
Probably definitely check out Agino while he's down here also.
We've got OPTLawyer and FoxZerro activating their flutes at the same time. Interesting to see where they decide to go next.
One thing I do want to point out is we have found our Swamp Palace small key already. So that unlocks all of Swamp Palace. That key can usually be a bit of a pain.
Definitely.
I did not catch where we picked that up, but it looks like all three of the 4 people have gotten it so far. I'm assuming OPT did as well, since he's followed the same route.
OPT does not have it yet, so one location that he hasn't checked yet, I guess. Could be here in the Moldorm Cave. Shovel for xirtanul. Half magic is nice. The mushroom, so it's a fetch quest paradox cave here.
Okay, there's a Swamp Palace case, so now OPT does have what you can get into Swamp when he chooses to.
So with the items in hand, it's really, it seems that all of our runners got the same idea to head up to Death Mountain and start taking a look around here.
Yeah, it didn't look like a Hahasell found too much in the desert, but it was definitely worth a peek while you're down, while you have the information that you had.
Ooh, nice bomb jump from FoxZerro there. So Haha choosing to head up to Tower of Hera first instead of doing the east side of Death Mountain.
Be interesting to see when xirtanul decides to go into Hyrule Castle to do the escape part. Let's get his mirror. So not a ton we can do in Hera quite yet. We do need a sword to beat Moldorm. We still need the large key to get anywhere upstairs. We need a small key to get downstairs, so just a quick couple checks here. That was our second Turtle Rock small key. We're gonna want 4 of those eventually.
And a swagnet in the other chest in Hera, so not too great, but probably the Turtle Rock key might come into play.
It looked like FoxZerro did turn in his mushroom. I did not see what he got in return for it. Find out momentarily by xirtanul.
Looks like it was just a compass for trading in the mushroom there.
It looks like FoxZerro will be the first one to dip down into Zelda's cell.
Yeah, a lot of runners tend to put this off until they have a weapon of some sort to get down here. Bomb strats are a possibility, but with the bow, that makes this a little bit easier.
Yeah, and they have the hookshot too to stun the guards, so they can stun them, then drop the bomb right in their heads.
Perfect.
Without a way to stun them, or without, as you said, a sword of some sort, this can be quite challenging. That's the Ether Medallion.
And the dig spot, kind of a bust there, just a bomb upgrade. So that's both fetch items that we picked up in the Paradox Cave being completely useless.
Now, interesting that FoxZerro chose not to kill that one blue guard for that key.
Ha! I wonder if he realizes that. I guess you don't really need that extra key. You can find your way into the sewer area by other means, I guess. You'd only really need it if you're going to go right through to the back part of escape, I think.
Yeah, we still have no light source, so that's still not logic right now anyway. And xirtanul grabbing his blue mail and mirror as well, and he's going downstairs to Zelda's cell. Alright, nothing there, so nothing in Desert, nothing in Hera, nothing in Escape. We're looking like Eastern might be the next play.
I think that's where FoxZerro needs to go, yeah.
So at this point, with everything that we still need, you gotta assume that the Moon Pearl and most likely the Hammer are over here, or the second lift upgrade in the Moon Pearl.
Yes, I would say that that seems likely at this point.
I think there's still too many items on the table to do Aghanim at the moment.
Yeah, it feels like that dream is dying quickly. We should get a bit of intel here. What is the green pendant? Swamp Palace.
Alright, and there's our second lift upgrade.
Okay, so Moon Pearl in Eastern Palace, I guess.
Now, that isn't to say that Aghanim is now dead, because we still only have access to the left-hand side of the Dark World. That might still be needed for the right-hand side.
Yeah, without hammer or flippers, that east side is still locked off at this point.
Always nice to have Titans early in the seed, though.
Definitely, yeah. Once they get into the Dark World, it'll open a lot up for them. Once they get that Moon Pearl, I guess.
I mean, at this point, they can oh, there's a moon pearl right there. They can still go check out Kingston if they choose to, but I think I'll beeline straight to Dark World after this.
So with the Moon Pearl in hand, I would say that most runners are probably going to head towards Village of Outcasts as their first entry into the Dark World. All of our runners still looking for a sword, though. That has eluded them so far through these first 20 minutes.
Yeah, always kind of niggling on the back of your mind of where's my first sword going to be and how long am I going to have to wait for it. Was that the hammer on Floating Island?
I just missed it, but I did see that the ice rod looks like it's in the sewers of Hyrule Castle there. It was just a big 20 on that floating island there.
Okay, so not as important as I thought it could be. Probably a good thing, because that cave can be a bit of a pain to get to.
Looks like FoxZerro is working their way through the dark room in Eastern Palace here to try and get to that one extra chest.
Will be a minor sequence break, but nothing too out of the way. Yeah, just some bombs. And that was a blue boomerang up in desert, so I'm not too happy with what he sees here. It looks like our Hahasell is our second runner to make their way to the eastern section to grab his goodies.
And with that Dark World access, FoxZerro is choosing to check out the Mire area first, so we might get a look at what is required to get into Misery Mire. You've got the Mire Shed and then the Checkerboard Cave. And some side door access to Desert Palace.
Just some arrows, so it says nope. Yeah, I believe that was our first sword up in Agina's cave, so I forget who went to desert earlier, but they did not grab that.
Well, I think Haha was there earlier and just didn't check that cave. We see that Skull Woods is a crystal dungeon.
And we have a small key in Checkerboard Cave. See what this one is. Alright, Skull Woods. Kind of iffy, not really necessary.
So OPT and Hahasell in sync here, picking up their Moon Pearls.
Yep, and lift upgrade coming momentarily as well. Hahasell is on his way out as OPT goes deeper in.
And that clue on the ether tablet there, I'm not familiar, but it looks like it's for a compass, I think.
Was it find the boss?
Yes, it was.
Yep, that's compass.
I think we got a peek at the Misery Mire medallion. I think it was Bombos.
Alright, so that's one more medallion we need to play. The pedestal dream is not alive anymore, so we know it's going to be floating in the world somewhere else. Hahasell is back into the desert to check out this cave, gets his key. It'll be interesting to see if he drops down to go into Agina while he's here, because we know that's where his sword is.
He probably will take a look in Agina's cave at this point. It looks like he's rooting it in this way.
No, he's leaving, unfortunately.
Okay, interesting.
I wonder if he forgot that was there.
Ooh, and we just picked up our second castle tower key in Skull Woods there. That's fun.
So we're still looking for the boots for Aghanim to even be in play at the moment. Or the Master Sword.
Yeah, either we're looking to pick out the boots for the cape, or yeah, the another sword upgrade. You're right. And then the lamp as well has got to surface somewhere around here.
Now, interesting to note, xirtanul does not have his moon pearl. Did he not dip into Eastern?
He has not made the dip into Eastern Palace yet. Hahasell finds the red mail in the Super Bunny cave here.
And FoxZerro finding his hammer in the Skull Woods.
Okay, so I think that does away with our AGA 1 dreams here.
To an extent, yes. There are those two chests that we need to check at some point. But Aghanim himself will probably not be dying. There are those two chests in the first couple of floors that most people want to check, because unlike... oh, that's okay in the Samarian Hookshot Cave. Yeah, there are those two chests that people want to check, because they can hold items for progression.
Very true. And Turtle Rock Small Key, as well as the big key to Thieves Town. So definitely some value in the Hookshot Cave there.
Yeah, with Hammer, they can pretty much full clear Thieves Town, other than the big chest at the moment. They can't get into it without that small key.
More keys for Turtle Rock, FoxZerro finding one in the bombable hut. Given that they're getting so many of the keys for Turtle Rock, it kind of makes me think that that might be one of our crystals.
Well, we do have the Can of Samaria. We do need our fire rod to go too deep into it. But yeah, it's looking like Turtle Rock might be a sooner rather than later play.
So all of our runners in different dungeons at the moment, so we're seeing quite a lot of divergence so far in the routing. Given that there were so many items that kind of opened the seat up fairly early. There were a lot of options on the table, so it's everyone's kind of gone their own separate ways for now.
Yeah, for sure. OPT is looking at the desert, so odds are he won't be too far in fighting off his sword once he goes down to Shrekagina too. Gonna be interesting to see how long it takes Hahasell to go. Remember that he needs to check Shrekagina though. Because this is one of those seeds where that last 2 swords are hard to get. This could be interesting for him. He does have his hammer, which does temper sword damage, so at least he has offense now. Problem with hammer, however, is it has that really tiny hitbox.
So we'll get our first look at the digging game here from FoxZerro, and Haha's going to give us a check at the bumper cave, it looks like. With just a piece of heart on the bumper cave ledge there, even less need to pick up that cape. Just a big 20 in the digging game, so a little disappointing for sure.
See what Graveyard Ledge has for us, and most likely King's Doom. Overall, though, I'll call this a fairly friendly seed so far.
Yeah, I would say so. It's a little tight on keys, I guess, but there are definitely a lot of dungeon opportunities that our runners can like dip into at least, and hopefully find more progression.
I will say, it's interesting that we're 32 minutes in. We haven't found a single one of those 6 pod small keys yet.
Yeah, pod keys usually find a way early on. Oh, there's the Bombos medallion in the Hammer Peg Cave.
Alright, so that opens up Meyer.
And it looks like we did actually see what medallion is required for Turtle Rock, and that is Ether. So both of our medallions are useful at this point.
Xirtanul taking an unfortunate death in Thieves Town. Enemies here do a lot of damage on even this early in the game. Even Blue Tunic, they'll still do quite a bit.
Yeah, it also looks like he was just checking those the front 4 chests because Xirtanul has not been back up to Hookshot Cave, which is where our Thieves Town big key is. FoxZerro choosing to root in the shovel here, the dig spot, while doing the purple chest at the same time. So nice job. Oh, looks like he might have accidentally fluted away from the scene there. It was a good idea, but now he unfortunately has to backtrack to dig up the bomb upgrade there.
We had our first stick hit check. I did not catch what it was, though.
Thought I just saw a little trio of bombs.
Alright, so not too much from the stick kit today. Just some fireworks. It looks like OPTLawyer is going to be heading into Skull Woods. We'll definitely be happy to see his hammer when he comes across it.
And I think he's just now realizing that he is headed towards the warp point from the wrong direction. He needs to go in from where the dark, large colored rock is. Large, dark colored rock. That's what I meant to say.
Gets it that time. Yep. Bombable Hut having a small kid Turtle Rock, so that's our third one right now, I believe.
And FoxZerro are going to give us some intel from the bomb vendor here. Dark Palace and Misery Mire. So Palace of Darkness is one of our 5-6 crystals. Interesting, given that we haven't seen any of the keys for it yet. Hype Cave kind of letting us down as per usual here with just the Ice Palace big key, I think.
Yeah, I've come to take calling that the Cave of Infinite Sadness. Just lately, just not much good there. Cave, formerly known as Hype.
Yeah, some of the earlier versions of the randomizer, you always found something there. So interesting that they kind of changed up what is likely to be found there.
And stumping with just a map. See what the most likely see what the ledge south of the Grove has here. Maybe not.
All right, well that's our first key to Palace of Darkness. Get a check of the Bombos tablet here as well, even though Fox won't be able to pick up the item yet. Couch cash.
We're about to see what the old man's lunchbox has, and it's a small key to Dark Palace.
So Hahasell, having picked up the Thieves Town big key up in the Hookshot Cave, is now able to full clear it, aside from the big chest, which we don't have the small key to get into that room. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of progression we might find in here.
Could be one of those annoying cases where the small key to Thieves Town is actually in Thieves Town.
Could be, could be. As our runners are kind of running over each other's routes and whatnot, I kind of wonder, we've got the chat kind of thinking about whether or not Misery Mire or Turtle Rock is the right play to make at this time. I feel like both are good options, but I feel like Mire has had a little bit more value recently.
I would actually say I agree with you on saying Mire, just because, if nothing else, it is a red crystal, so that unlocks 2 of the pyramid chests as well, once we get that second one.
Yeah, and all we're missing is the big key for Mire. But yeah, I don't know, I found a lot of items in there recently. Turtle Rock is always feels like a good play as well. I'm just a little worried about going in without the Fire Rod at least. But who knows, it could be the right play as well. We will soon find out, I'm sure.
One interesting note, though, we're also 40 minutes in now. We haven't killed a single boss yet.
Yeah, that's true.
That's about to change, given that Hahasell is about to fight blind, but you don't often see that 40 minutes in, not even a single troll dorm, for example, being dead.
Yeah. It all kind of depends on how all the big keys shake out for the most part, I guess, in Keysanity.
FoxZerro finding the big key to Desert Palace in the well, in the waterfall, I should say.
So yeah, he fake flippered to get to that because we still have not found the flippers yet.
And that is a small key on Zora's Ledge. And that was Hahasell grabbing that fire rod.
Ooh, okay.
Blind with the fire power.
Oh, and I guess we also learned that Thieves' Town was in fact a crystal. Now, we know that the ice rod was found in the sewers of Escape there, Hyrule Castle, so I don't know if any of our runners are going to head over and check that out anytime soon, unless they find the lamp right here or something, you know. So it'll be interesting to see how that trolls all of our runners aside from xirtanul.
xirtanul go through Hookshot Cave, getting his big key to Thieves' Town and his can of Samaria. So probably happy to see those. Moses can go back there whenever he chooses to. And the Grove Lad is just having a bottle.
So FoxZerro picked up that big key to Desert Palace and is immediately heading in to check the big chest. Doesn't have a fire source, so won't be able to defeat Lamolis at this time. But one more chest to check. Not a bad play.
Yeah, especially considering how quick it is. And just some bomb upgrades, but better than nothing. Probably wanted to do some more value there, but
this also looks like it's their first jump into Desert Palace, so they've got the one additional item location as well. So 2 chests, no, not bad play.
OPTLawyer is in the former Hype Cave now. One thing to note looking at xirtanul's side is he has 4 small keys at Turtle Rock now. So he can full clear the dungeon. He does need that big key still. But small keys won't be a problem, so he'll be able to check that lava room as well.
Yeah, xirtanul in particular, as soon as he finishes Thieves' Town here, he's going to pick up the fire rod, he's going to have everything that he needs to get into Turtle Rock. It's going to be like a no-brainer for him to head that way.
It'll be interesting to see what he finds there, considering typically Blaze Ridge is not going to be in logic without Cape or Can of Varian, or Varian Shield. So if he checks the...
Wow, okay, it looks like FoxZerro did a little sequence break, picking up the Desert Palace small key from the back half. In the right side of Desert Palace, found the lamp.
Yeah, that's definitely a nice pickup. Let's him go finish off the dungeon if he chooses to. He decides not to, though.
That's really interesting. Like, where is that Desert Palace small key, then? It's probably in some real brutal spot, like somewhere like up on Turtle Rock or Misery Mire, and you go through as much of that dungeon as you can, pick up the Desert Palace big key, and have to head all the way back to Desert Palace to pick up your lamp.
Yeah, watch out, Vitreous have it. Problems IRL, everyone is 1-1 in this matchup, so this is a rather large match. Tournament dreams are on the line here. We know the winners will continue on, and although the losers will not go further in the tournament, they'll still be able to play their remaining matches if they choose to. Xirtanul, quick workup line. It is a little bit of a scripted fight, which I hit each phase 3 times, regardless of what weapon you choose to hit him with. And does the dance with blind relatively efficiently, not too much trouble, gets his fire out, and we'll see if he is off to Turtle Rock at this point.
I have a feeling he'll be heading there very quickly. Turtle Rock has got 14 chests. You can full clear it. Even if at this point, if it's not a crystal, then whatever. The 14 chests I think are probably worth it. There's got to be something up there worthwhile.
Well, we do have, odds are most likely it's going to be a crystal, because we do have Desert Palace as a pendant and Swamp Palace as a pendant. So there's only one more pendant floating around. Looks like he's going to check out...
Nope, Catfish had a whole lot of nothing.
Looks like he's going to check out Turtle Rock, Skullwoods first, though.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you get the Fire Rod. I mean, you're right there. Might as well just finish it off. So we've got Haha. Looks like they're heading towards Palace of Darkness. This is an interesting play. With one small key in hand, I don't know, not a bad idea. You got the bow and the hammer, so you got all the equipment that you would need for the dungeon. Maybe that Desert Palace small key is in here.
Yeah, it's possible. It could be in one of the early chests. Going with one small key, though, would kind of be a little frightening for me, to say the least, considering there's 6 overall.
Wouldn't be my, top play, but it could pay off big. Who knows at this point? We'll see.
Chat bringing up a good point. Maybe he'll just open up the door and finish off Eastern, which looks like is what he's going to be doing.
Yep. Oh, Xirt didn't have the hammer because they have not been into Skullwoods yet. So actually, that made a lot of sense for them to head up into Skullwoods before running off to Turtle Rock. It wasn't even on their radar yet.
That problem is solved, though.
Yep. So this is our first look at the back of Skullwoods here. So Xirtanul going right for Mothula first, and then we'll be picking up the one other chest afterwards, it looks like.
Now, he does have half magic. Let's just be a little bit careful. You don't want to deal with Moth on Fighter Sword. Fighter Sword Moth is not a fun party.
It is not.
Moth is actually one of the couple bosses you have to be a little bit careful of, not so much for taking damage, but when you hit him. You can't let him bounce into the spikes or you won't take any damage.
And hammer strats on Mothula can be a little bit difficult. It's a hard hitbox as well. And that hammer has very little range. Just blast him with the fire rod, man.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he's doing at this point. This says, nope, I'm just gonna burn you to death. Done a heart and a half, gotta be a little bit careful here. There we go. Ooh, FoxZerro, unfortunately, a chain jump. This does do a lot of damage.
Yeah, even with red mail, I think it's still, what, 3 or 4 hearts of damage. It's pretty bad.
I believe they're just as powerful as Canada, actually. Now, FoxZerro is dipping the Turtle Rock without the fire rod. So he'll be able to check out most of the chests. He won't be able to go as deep in as xirtanul will. I believe he can't go all the way up to laser ridge at this point, though.
He can get, yeah, basically, yeah, all the way to the end there. Just doesn't quite have the gear to take on Trinex at this point.
There's that one dark room that you can't do without the fire rod, too. One thing to remember, though, is that we are now 52 minutes in, and Hahasell still has not found his sword yet, so he has not checked Agina,
Yeah.
I should say.
Right, because that is our only sword location so far that we have seen. Wow, xirtanul going for the ice palace play. Interesting. This could work out. I would think that with the items you have, that Turtle Rock would just be screaming at you, but who knows? It could be a total bust up there.
It could be one of those modes where he just doesn't want to have to climb the mountain too many times.
That is a good point, yes.
Yeah, Chad, bring up a good point. We have not found much in this Turtle Rock yet.
That's true, but I find that it's usually that laser bridge that is so stacked with stuff.
Yeah, those are Fort Quartz chests for sure. And of course, we are still on the lookout for the ever-elusive Gans Tower Big Key. Alright, there's our final medallion.
The one medallion that will probably not be used at all during this run. Although sometimes people like to use Quake strats for certain enemy groups. Failing Massive in the chat points out that Laser Bridge isn't in the logic yet. Technically, you're right. We haven't seen the Desert Palace big key, small key, show up anywhere yet, which is what we need to get the lamp. But if you've sequenced both like FoxZerro did, or if you're comfortable with the dark room in Turtle Rock, then you can go ahead and go for it.
Hahasell finding a sword and the flippers in pod, so nice quick pickup.
Tower of Hera big key in Ice Palace. That is interesting.
I like this play by FoxZerro, checking out the spot, then mirroring back out so he doesn't take those hits. It'll be a little bit slower, but it's better than dying.
Ooh, gets a laser skip there. Very nice.
Misses with the hook shot and takes the death, unfortunately.
Xirtanul just finding the second shield upgrade. Well, I guess the first shield upgrade to the red shield. And OPTLawyer is on his way to Mafiola here. Full bar magic. It's got half magic. He's got the fire rod already out and ready.
So FoxZerro full clear laser bridge and found pretty much absolutely nothing. So
man, that's kind of rough. Given that they give you all of the keys so early, you would think that that's the place that you have to go.
Yeah. So if you look up Turtle Rock and the Book of my door, you're gonna find the rewards red herring next to it.
So really, we're waiting to see what our final pendant dungeon is. Turtle Rock, we don't know yet. Tower of Hera, we don't know yet. And Ice Palace, we don't know yet. But Xirtanul might give us the answer shortly here to at least one of those.
Yeah, it does look like he's on his approach to a Cold Stare. Cold Stare's another one of those fights that is not fun on Fighting Sword. Not quite as bad as Moth, but still kind of bad. Gets one puff down.
Ooh, looks like we saw that Tower of Hera is a crystal dungeon. So once Xirtanul takes care of Cold Stare here, we'll find out the last pieces of the puzzle here.
Alright, so Turtle Rock is a crystal, and Ice Palace is a pendant.
But at the bottom of Ice Palace, we find the Misery Mire Big Key. So even though it is a pendant dungeon, everyone is going to have to dip it. Well, full complete it, actually.
Alright, while we do have everyone kind of doubling back on everyone, we're about an hour in, I do want to say, if you guys like what you guys are watching, please give all 4 of these runners a follow. They definitely deserve the support, as well as a special thanks to our trackers behind the scene today. We have Tim Lebo and Brangwin doing some very nice job on the trackers today for us. We really appreciate them both. And please, of course, follow everyone in the Speed Gaming family for putting on this tournament. It's been a lot of fun calling.
Okay, so FoxZerro the first to pick up the Master Sword here. Everyone else is still sitting on that Fighter Sword. I'm still trying to figure out where the heck this Desert Palace small key is. How do our runners actually get the lamp? Because it's going to be blocking a lot of progression. Although I feel like Haha and xirtanul, at least I know, can do a fair amount of dark room stuff. So I'm trying to figure out where that darn key might be.
Well, we did just find our key to Thieves Town's big chest. So it'll be interesting if we have to go to Thieves Town's big chest to get the key for Desert.
It could be something very trolly like that, yeah.
Hahasell using very nice ether strats to clean out all those Gibda. Tilt Master Reflection Chat is bringing up a good point. We did see a small key on Zora's ledge.
Yeah, now that we found the flippers here, was it in Palace of Darkness that we actually found them?
I believe so, yes, because FoxZerro just picked them up as well.
Right. So that definitely puts that key as a possibly being the Desert Palace small key.
I don't recall if you got those before a dark room, though. Hahasell with a very clean moth fight.
I like how all of our runners have attempted to be very cool and use just the hammer strats before resorting to the fire rod kill in the end.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to break down, just burn them off.
Yep.
And xirtanul finishing off Eastern Palace, grabs his crystal there, gets him 3 of the day so far.
OPTLawyer still sitting on 2 crystals, but you know, it's still Elder Seed has progressed a fair bit. It's still, you know, anyone's game at this point. He could pull off a big comeback here, depending on how items shake out.
Yeah, this has definitely been a very interesting seed. Not very giving with keys, very giving with items. With his Tower Hera big key, it looks like xirtanul might be checking out Hera, finishing that off. It is a crystal, so you might as well finish it off now.
Yep. Might work this in with the and dash over to Turtle Rock after this.
And we have Hahasell making the first dip in the swamp. That's an interesting play. It is our green pendant, though.
Yeah, with the swamp small key given out fairly early on in the seed, you know, it was available to our runners early in the logic, or relatively early in the logic, I guess. The flippers being the kind of hold up, I guess. But 10 item locations plus the green pendant, making it 11 items. There's possibility for some value in here.
No, I just saw a big key that xirtanul picked up. I did not catch which one it was, though. It was our Gans Tower key. I thought so.
Ooh, all right. Well, that's one more thing off the list there. That's nice to pick up.
So xirtanul does need one more sword. He will find that in Pod at some point once he goes back there. But he is theoretically in go mode.
Yes, like right on the verge of it, yeah.
I believe he does have bombos, does he not?
We'll take a quick look at the item. Let me bring that up for me there.
Three smacks on the little worm's tail with the hammer, puts the big worm down. That's a skill with small keys, so that's not the one we're looking for.
No, and xirtanul does not have bombos yet, so he hasn't done all of the frog, blacksmith's, purple chest routing yet, so probably hasn't decided to check the Hammerpeg Cave, which is where bombos is.
Okay, so he'll still need that before he can even go into Mire, but it looks like he's going to go check out Turtle Rock and finish that off. He can full clear it. He does have 4 keys, so now's definitely a good time to do it while you're up here.
So we got Haha doing the full left side clear. When you're still looking for quite a few items, it's always a good idea to check out the left side. If you're only looking for one item, you see a lot of runners who will just head straight for Argus first and then kind of double back and do left side if they still haven't found that item that they're looking for.
Yeah, Keysanity in general definitely places a much more demand on left side for sure than just playing open mode or standard.
OPT finds a bottle of Baja Blast up on the big key chest here in Pod. And xirtanul's given us our first look at the right side here of Turtle Rock, which FoxZerro wasn't able to do because they did not have the fire rod when they entered Turtle Rock first time around. It looks like we found the powder in Swamp, so Hahasell has that in his inventory now, which is nice. And I didn't realize that xirtanul found the boots in Turtle Rock here on that right side. Sorry for missing those, chat. I'm very hype about the "what are those" meme. And I dropped the ball on this one, I'm so sorry. Big key to Palace of Darkness in the bottom part or the back part of Swamp there. And FoxZerro, with the Thieves Town small key, was able to check what was in the big chest there, and it was just a small key for Ice Palace. So yes, number play, we are in no mode. We know where everything is that we need to complete the game at this point. We still haven't seen silver arrows, which aren't required to beat the game, but nonetheless make it a lot easier on the Ganon fight, but we do not know where those are at this point. We've got some simultaneous boss fight action here. We've got Hahasell taking on Argus and FoxZerro taking on Blind, almost through with the fights here.
Yeah, see what Argus drops for us. It's going to be our first check onto him.
Yes.
Fox grabbing his fire rod.
OPTLawyer with the Eastern Palace big key in hand is going to be taking on Armos shortly, we imagine.
Yeah, Hahasell's probably going to make relatively quick work of Argus with the hammer. And Hahasell grabbing his green pendant. Probably check that out. We know it's probably not going to be anything too worthwhile. Could be silver, which would be nice for sure, or a sword.
Yeah, hopefully his play into Swamp Palace will pay off. The powder was something that he picked up, so that's, you know, not a bad item to have just for safeties. If this green pendant isn't anything, though, I don't know, not a whole heck of a lot. A couple of, I think, pod keys, but that is about it.
Alright, we have Hahasell checking the Batman in the bottom of the well. See
This
what the
could
bat
be
holds for
something.
us.
We haven't seen this yet.
Just a big 20 from the bat.
Oh.
Yeah, but as you said, I mean, we pretty much have what we need to finish the seed at this point, so now we're just looking for luxury items.
Yeah.
Hahasell, however, does have to get to Agina to grab his sword still. And xirtanul needs to go back to the pod.
Yeah, because so far those are our only two sword locations. We might find something in Ganon's Tower, but I mean, with the big key in hand already for Ganon's Tower, you don't want to waste time running through the basement there looking for a sword. Oh yeah, I think Hahasell found the pod big key in there. Thank you, DJY for pointing that out. I forgot about that one.
Alright, Alright, so it looks like xirtanul's going to make the approach into Trinex now and finish that off. He'll be our first one to do that. So we'll see what Trinex holds for us.
I don't think it can be anything too major. It might be one of our luxury items that we might be looking for.
And FoxZerro just got the news that pedestal is not needed, so happy to see that, I'm sure.
Yes, that's always good news to see.
Okay, I'm very interested with the small key on Zora's Ledges. At this point, it's gotta be the Desert Palace key. I just kind of feel it.
Yeah, I think you might be right there.
I know Zora himself didn't have much.
And we do have the one castle tower chest that is not in a dark room, so that's a possibility as well. We see FoxZerro heading up that way right now.
Yeah, he'll be able to get both of these chests. We'll see what worth is here, if anything.
Just another pod key there on the Zora ledge. Sorry.
All right, I believe we just saw the desert key there in Castle Tower.
Did. Oh, wow. Right before a dark room, so you're gonna get that key, run all the way over to the Desert Palace, pick it up, pick up the lamp, and then head up Castle Tower to check out what this chest is. That's kind of trolly. And just for a big 20, so...
Around 8...
So it looks like Fox might be taking a look in Swamp Palace. This, as we now know, is a good play. There is the pod big key in here, as well as the powder, so definitely some useful items for this run.
I didn't see what the old man had, but it doesn't think it was anything worthwhile.
I think I was looking right at it, and it was nothing of importance. I think maybe a heart piece.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything necessary. Hopefully it'll click for Hahasell sooner rather than later that he might want to go check Agina. I'm still shocked he hasn't gone back down there yet.
I have a bad feeling that this lamp is going to troll our runners a fair bit, because even though a couple of our runners might be comfortable in dark rooms, one of the worst is definitely the Misery Mire dark rooms. So they might be looking for that lamp before they head down into Mire. OPTLawyer checking out the Waterfall Cave, finding the Desert Palace big key. That's a very nice find. And we know that it leads to not a whole heck of a lot.
He does have his magic sword, which is nice for him. With Hahasell mostly clearing out desert, with it being a pendant, it might be a bit before he goes back over there. He will be in the area when he does Mire, though.
Yeah, he's got to get over to the desert to get his Master Sword before he can even attempt to head up to Castle Tower. So it's going to be a little while for before the kind of progression makes sense for him, I think.
Yeah, Swamp Palace, big key inside Swamp Palace.
Sure, why not?
Gotta have a little bit of vanilla. I hate these turtles that Hahasell is dealing with at the moment. They're such a pain.
Yeah, when that torch goes out there... Oh, looks like you got it again, so... Makes this room a little bit easier when you've got at least the fire rod to light the way. Ah, with the boots, Xirtanul is able to pick up the cape, which will get him into Castle Tower.
Now, we never checked Spike Cave either, so Spike Cave could have another sword for us.
That is true, yes.
And Hahasell takes down Helmasaur King. And that's Hahasell's fourth crystal in the day.
Is Xirtanul going to be heading into Swamp from here, I think?
Yeah, it seems likely. It seems that's where he's heading.
Do they have their flippers?
No, they have to go back to Pod still. It doesn't look like that's where he's going now, is Pod.
Ooh, maybe actually heading up to Pyramid, do the Pyramid Ledge, and then mirror up to Castle Tower.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a smart play.
OPTLawyer is going to be taking on Lamolith. Now, this is a pendant, but I suppose there could be something that might be of value on here that might put kind of get him back on track, I think. Here's hoping, at least. Or it could be one of our luxury items. Might find the silver arrows here or something.
Very nice fight regardless.
I think those were the silver arrows.
Yeah, he does have silver arrows, so commentator's blessing.
Whew. All right.
Yeah, we are having chat call to burn you now for being a witch.
Uh-oh. Please don't chat.
And so it looks like he's going to Mire instead of going to deal with Pod. He's going to Desert.
Oh, right, because he picked up the small keys, so he's following the chain of events here.
Yeah, following the breadcrumb trail.
The breadcrumbs, that's what it is. That's what I was going for.
Chat saying they will not burn you as long as you tell them the lottery number for tonight.
6, 22, 31, and 45. Write them down. So I think OPT is giving us our first look into Misery Mire. I think our other runners have been kind of shying away from it. Finds the red boomerang.
And I believe I just saw Hahasell grab a second sword in pod, so they should have master at this point. So we know that once they get to Agnina, they could get tempered, but it's not as needed now. At least he has the ability to kill again. It does like xirtanul is making that play into pod at this point. You can only avoid pod for so long. Alright, and Hahasell is going into Spike Cave, so we'll see if there's any worth here or not. And just a big 20 on Spike Cave, so nothing good there.
So what is OPTLawyer missing at this point? They're missing the kind of the trail of breadcrumbs to get that lamp. I think that the lamp is really hurting him at this point.
Yeah, he's missing a few things. He needs that Gansar big key that you know is outside. He needs the House of Darkness big key. He needs his Mire big key. So yeah, he's still got quite a bit to get. He needs his Ice Rod from the escape.
Yeah, it really feels like the lamp is the holdup at this point. It'll be interesting to see when Hahasell finally gets on the trail for the lamp at this point. Might be able to take on all of the dark rooms that are remaining, but if they're looking for the lamp, it's going to take them a little while to find it. And that might give FoxZerro a bit of an advantage, seeing as Fox already sequence broke to grab the lamp much earlier.
And it looks like Hahasell is now going to get dipped in the Turtle Rock. He will not be able to beat this yet, though. He needs to get his Ice Rod down in the escape.
Yeah, the Turtle Rock dive is a pretty, it's usually a pretty good play. There's a lot of chests to open, so a lot of item opportunity. He's going to be disappointed to get all the way down to Laser Bridge and not find the Ice Rod. And only kind of piece of progression is going to be the boots for him at this point, other than I think maybe one of the big keys, maybe to Misery Mire. I can't remember where we found Misery Mire big key. I think actually it was in Ice Palace, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Right. That's also interesting that Ice Palace has only been dipped so far by xirtanul, although it looks like OPT might be going for that shortly.
Now, xirtanul did pass up on the hammer jump part of the pod, so he will not get his tempered sword, which he could have now.
Looks like FoxZerro should be able to finish off Palace Darkness this time around.
I love the boot dash with the cane. It looks so funny.
Yeah, it's real swag for sure. I like it.
Kind of reminds me of that scene in Lord of the Rings when Legolas goes down the stairs on the shield.
Yeah, right, totally.
Chat bring up a good point that xirtanul cannot do the hammer jump yet. He has not gone in the swamp to get the big key.
Hahasell dusting away all of the anti-fairies there with the powder. Very nice.
Now, at this point, we know that xirtanul really needs to go into Pig Cave to get his bombos. We know OPTLawyer has quite a bit to do still. Hahasell pretty much has everything he needs other than Ice Rod, which he'll get in the Dark Escape. So that's the place that he has to go. And FoxZerro is kind of in the same boat as Hahasell. So FoxZerro and Hahasell are still very close to each other overall.
Yeah, FoxZerro has to use this lamp advantage, the fact that he has the lamp to his advantage. Ooh, and we had a tempered sword there, so another sword upgrade in the big chest in pod.
Yeah, we had 2 swords in pod, so that's why I just commented on that. xirtanul can get tempered once he grabs that big sword, big key, I should say.
Okay, yes, gotcha.
And Hahasell, that's where he got his master sword, because he got both of those swords in pod.
Ah, right.
OPT gonna make the second person make that trip down the ice. Probably gonna be happy to get the rewards off of Cold Stare.
Yeah, Misery Mire, big key on Cold Stare there is real nice. And the Tower of Hera big key is also here, so hopefully he grabs that as well while he's down here.
Yeah, I think ice is one of those plays where you want to do everything in one go, so you're not gonna leave out until you get all the chests.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit of trouble on Laser Bridge.
pulls out the trusty Kane O'Brien to help with the effort there.
The Kane of yes. It's still very interesting that we are pretty much an hour 35 in now, and all 4 people are still in different places. We haven't had any kind of sync since past probably the first 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, good point. Because it was such an open seed early on, it kind of led everyone in different directions. Everyone, we know, we're kind of in no mode here. We know where everything is, but there's something that each of our runners is missing that is kind of slowing them down.
And the thing is, everything that we're missing is in weird places that are out of the way. We have Bombos and Peke. We have Ice Rod down and Escape in the dark room. So it's not places that people check once they've got so much stuff under their belt, because they're just out of the way places.
Yeah, it's not until you exhaust all of your dungeon options before you start looking at some of these weird, out of the way overworld locations to start clearing those off.
And as you keep bringing up, we need that. We kind of do need that lamp to kind of put it in people's brain that that back of escape is a thing.
So FoxZerro takes down King Helmasaur, bringing his total of crystals up to 4.
And Sabo, I just want to bring up a good point that chat is bringing up. With how chaotic this has been with everyone in 4 different places, pretty much throughout the entire seed, our trackers bandits have done a fantastic job for us today. So please give some special thanks to our trackers, Tim Lobo and don't want to butcher his second. Yeah, I don't want to butcher his name. Yeah, they've done a fantastic job for us for sure. We definitely appreciate their hard work.
Yeah, all we have to do is just sit here and talk for 2 hours. It's no problem.
And xirtanul is making that play into Swamp.
Yeah, the only thing that's working against xirtanul is that with everything so open to him, he's not going to think to go back to hammer pegs. He'll be able to pick up his pod big key here, and he's going to probably run right over there after that. But the only thing that he's really missing is that Bombos medallion.
Now, at least that blocks Meyer, so Meyer's not going to be on his mind for a bit.
Really nice cold stare fight from OPT there. Good use of the fire rod.
I will say this is also going to be, I believe, yes it is going to be his last pendant, so he might go pull the pedestal after this.
Wow.
We know he doesn't have to. He does not, because I don't believe he ever checked that. It looks like OPT is going to head up to do Hera at this point, which is definitely a smart play since you can finish it off, and there was quite a bit of work up here. Again, though, we still haven't found the Hera small key, so we haven't gotten to Hera's basement, so that could be on people's minds as well.
Yeah, definitely.
xirtanul just got powder, though, so that could signify to him I have to go check the bat. which is right in the vicinity of Peg Cave. So it could be a small blessing.
Yes, definitely. That might push him in the right direction. I get the feeling that Hahasell just feels a little bit stumped right now. He stood there kind of over by the desert ledge there for a second. He's going to make the play into Meyer, because if he can get through the dark room, then he can complete the dungeon. Maybe the lamp is in here, but yeah, he's kind of at a loss. He doesn't have too many other places he can check.
Now, he doesn't have his Harrod Big Key marked. I forget where the Harrod Big Key was.
It's in Ice Palace, which he has not checked out yet.
Ah, okay. That's right. That's one of the entire points of even going to ice. Correct.
OPT setting up for a bomb jump here over to the big chest in Hera.
Nails it very easily.
That is maybe the scariest bomb jump in the game. The time loss if you get it wrong, oh, I hate it.
Yeah, Hera in general, you don't want to fall anywhere, especially on Moldarm, which is where OPT is going to go poke him at the moment. And everyone likes to deal with their favorite worm here.
Trolldorm.
Very nice fight, though. And very nice fight on Xirtanul on Argus there.
I'll be really interested to see where Xirtanul decides to go next. You were saying about the powder there. I hope that takes him in that direction. Otherwise, I think he's going to probably head for Pod.
Okay, well, he is mirroring, so we'll see if he goes to the Pod Flute spot. But at this point, I kind of think that's where he's going to head. Yeah, he's heading the Pod.
Don't blame him. I mean, he's got the big key now. He can finish it off. It is a crystal dungeon, so might as well just get it out of the way. Ooh, OPT is heading up to possibly Castle Tower, or is he going to maybe try and Dark Room over up into the sewers looking for that ice rod?
But they're always taking it. It looks like he's going up to Castle Tower.
Okay, I think if he once he picks up that Desert Palace key, he's going to head right there. So this is good. This is good.
Gonna put his silver arrows to use a little bit. Just gets that one chest and leaves. It's actually he's gonna leave the second one behind.
Yeah, I guess without the lamp, that's another dark room that's a little bit confusing. You can get one of the torches with the fire rod, but if you're not aware of that, then it makes it kind of a hairy kind of dark room to deal with.
Yeah, that is true. He is going straight back to the desert though, so at least this is gonna fall into place for him.
Now, OPT, all they have to do is go right back to the Hyrule Castle sewers, and they'll have everything they need to go mode and clear the rest of the game out. It'll just be Misery Mire and Turtle Rock left, well, and Pod, but everything will be completable at that point.
Yeah, he will be in go mode at that point. And he does have a most pod cleared out, so it's just a quick run down to Helmut's working.
Yeah, the only thing is xirtanul, after finishing pod here, is really gonna not have too many locations left to check. And that hammer pay cave is gonna come up pretty quickly, I think. OPT is gonna have to hustle, I think.
It really depends on how long exactly it takes xirtanul to go back into Peg Cave, though.
Yep, absolutely. Ooh, Hahasell is dark. He's in the sewers right now.
Grabs his ice rod, so I believe that puts a Hahasell into. Well, he needs his Gans Tower big key. We know that is outside of Gans Tower, so he needs that still.
The only thing that this might do for his routing is this might send him right back up to Turtle Rock to try and finish that out. But he really needs to get to Ice Palace to pick up Tower of Hera big key and Misery Mire big key.
Alright, Hahasell is going into the further in here. He does have his fire rod out, so he knows what he can use to fight his way a little bit. Gotta line up right though. Yeah, look, he just did it blind. He just did it right in the dark.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. I don't like that room very much at all in the dark, so props.
And not only did he do it in the dark, he did it quick too. Alright, Zerno's going to go for the hammer jump. Oh, he has door, so he probably will do the hammer jump, but he'll get his tempered sword, but that's about it here. Alright, I think Hahasell is making that dip down into ice at this point. Gotta check Ice Cave first.
Yeah, having already been to Turtle Rock, the only thing that he's got left is Trinex. So looking at item density, he's banking on more being in Ice Palace as opposed to that one remaining location in Turtle Rock.
He's taking his flute out though, so hopefully he doesn't go too far from here. Okay, no, he's just using to get back there quicker. So Hahasell is making the correct play here.
Xirtanul picking up his third bottle there, and that's it for pod for him. So he is down to some overworld locations that he's going to have to start checking.
Alright, and he is going to the Dark World, so he's going to do Pig Caves first, so he's going to be very happy to see his Mondos. And I'll probably drop a bomb or two on it just for the heck of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Using the dash shots with hammer hair is so nice.
Just a little fake out there. Xirtanul, you need that medallion. Please pick it up, please.
Yeah, and there's the bombs.
And there we go. At 151, Xirtanul is our first runner to enter Go mode. FoxZerro takes down Vitreous, no problem. Still looking for that ice rod. He has to get to the Hyrule Castle sewers. That is the only thing holding him back at this point.
Yeah, OPT needs to make that trip in the sewers as well at some point.
Xirtanul is just going to fly through Misery Mire. In Go mode, you've got the big key already. You're going straight to Vitreous. You're not opening anything along the way.
Yeah, coming from the Z1 world myself, I do Z1 Randomizer. This is basically what you would call a Triforce in Go mode. You just go straight to the end.
Nice.
Ignore everything.
FoxZerro takes down Landmolus real quick there, picking up his silver arrows. A nice find, but not what he's looking for. He's one of our runners who has to get down to those sewers. I get the feeling he's probably going to head up to Tower of Hera, though. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm being proven wrong.
Well, he's going back to the Dark World, so he's probably going to check the Big Bomb and then head over to Castle Tower.
If he roots these two things in together, then he'll be in Go mode as well.
And Xirtanul just shredding Vitreous. And that, folks, is how you kill a giant eyeball. Alright, and xirtanul at 155 and change is making his approach into Ganon's tower.
Oh, our final sword upgrade in the Pyramid Fairy there. Fox, wait, don't go! Oh no! I don't think he's remembered the sewer's location.
Yeah, this could give Hahasell the break that Hahasell needs.
Yeah, if FoxZerro had run right into the sewers at this point, we would have seen pretty much a simultaneous go mode between the two of them. At this point, FoxZerro does have the edge in crystal count, having finished Misery Mire already. But the longer he holds off on picking up the ice rod in the sewers there, it's Hahasell's going to have a chance to catch up.
Yeah, well, we know that Hahasell needs to do hair, which is very fast. And he's about to finish off ice here. So now just a matter of Misery Mire, which he's going to be able to do in go mode, which we saw just takes a matter of minutes. So he's not as far behind as it looks. And xirtanul is making his climb up the tower. Already had the big key, so there's going to be no guessing to the game today, unfortunately, chat. Sorry about that. See how long it takes a Hahasell to shred Mire here. I don't think it's going to take him too long at all.
Nope, it's going to be pretty quick. Looks like FoxZerro is going to clear Hera before heading back down to the sewers there. Not going to find anything in Hera, unfortunately, at this point.
And again, chat, I do want to say, please give all four of these guys a follow. This was definitely a heck of a race. This seed was not the easiest for sure, so please give them a follow for the entertainment. This has been a lot of fun to watch. Xirtanul's going to be a little bit careful here. He doesn't take a death this deep into the tower. Takes the safety blue goo just for safety there.
Yeah, taking a death in Ganon's tower would be costly, and when you don't know where your opponent is, you think that, you know, any setback could be the end of the race for you.
But Molars on silver is just not fair.
OPT picking up the big key to pod in Swamp Palace is now heading over in that direction to finish off that dungeon.
But again, he's kind of in the same boat that FoxZerro is, where they need to go down to the escape. OPT gonna turn in his green pendant just to get some love from the old man. Not happy about that one. And Hahasell just absolutely shreds Vitreous. FoxZerro grabbing his 6th crystal. So it'll be interesting if he goes into Turtle Rock and gets the back part of it, or if he goes back down. It looks like he's going into the back part of it though.
Checking out Spike Cave here. Okay, he's got to only have a few locations left at this point. If he can head right down to the sewers, like, immediately after this, then we've still got a race on our hands.
And Hahasell just got dead rocked, unfortunately. I hate those things so much.
They are the worst.
Between dead rocks and bouncing cabbage, it's just bad news on this mountain.
Xirtanul with a double there on Aga 2. And another, so he's got one more hit to go here.
Gets a bean in the back on that one. Alright, so Tempered Sword Silvers is a relatively straightforward fight, not too much problems here.
No, I don't see it stopping Xirtanul anyway. The only thing, he doesn't have any potions or fairies at the moment, so he's got to be careful about taking damage, but again, shouldn't be too bad.
Hahasell electing to do Turtle Rock first and then going over to Hera. Definitely a smart play. Again, a really nice position for Xirtanul to grab some quick doubles with the spin slashes.
He's made it out of phase 2, so he should be okay for the rest of the way.
Yep, just gonna grab that quick torch glitch, and then the big pig will most likely go down. I mean, there's always a chance he's gonna take a fall. That can happen to anyone. So we need 4 shots with the silver arrows here. That's 2. Whoa! And that's 4, so Xirtanul has defeated Ganon. And the door opens for Xirtanul, and he takes first place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 50 seconds. Let's get some GGs in chat for Xirtanul, please. Really nice race by Xirtanul today. Now, we do still have a race going on, chat. Hahasell and FoxZerro are still racing out their own seed, so they are still going head-to-head. So that bottom race is not over yet by any stretch.
FoxZerro just picked up the boots, so he's got the 2, the Bonk Rock and the King's Tomb locations to check now, thinking that the Ice Rod might be in one of those 2 places. After that, yeah, he's got to find that Ice Rod in those sewers.
And Xirtanul will be joining us in a few minutes. Just going to take a quick stretch break and join us.
So Tranix goes down, and Hahasell will be over to Tower of Hera momentarily. And it looks like FoxZerro might be heading to that one location that we've been asking him to head towards this entire race. Those darn sewers.
Yeah, it was just a instance of that spot being so out of the way once you do your original Sphere Zero and not getting back down there. That unfortunately is what let Hahasell come back. I didn't want to say unfortunately, but that's what happens in Randomizer sometimes. It's just out of the way spots can sometimes bite you. I have a feeling we might see some anger bombs here as well. Nope, just...
Nope. No time. Gotta go.
It's gonna take out on the guards though.
So it looks like OPT might be making their way over to Turtle Rock. I don't think that they have dipped into Turtle Rock yet, so maybe assuming that the ice rod is going to be in here. So this will be a little bit of a time loss, unfortunately.
Yeah, he might be out of spots as well of what he will remember to check or not. So it could be the same instance of FoxZerro of just those out of the way spots. And FoxZerro unfortunately dead rocked. I hate those things so much. That's how you know you have a developer that just wants to give people a hard time. Let's put these enemies that you can't move in narrow passageways.
Oh yeah, they're a perfect design, just the worst though. So with all 7 crystals in hand and the Ganon's Tower big key, Hahasell is going to start making the ascent up Ganon's Tower.
And fitting that we have a broken heart on Valentine's Day on the pedestal.
Very fitting. And we are joined by our winner of our top match. It's xirtanul. GG's.
Thank you very much.
Yes, definitely. Well played, my friend. Congratulations on your victory, and good luck on going 2-1. So we will be seeing you next week in the winner's side again.
What do you think of that seed?
Well, I've only got one thing to say, and that's that damn bomb boss.
Yeah, that was really trolling you, that one.
See, for you it was Bombos. For the other 3 runners, it was Ice Rod.
That was in the sewers, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, it was.
That is correct.
That is such an annoying place. I was so happy to find that when I went into the dark room, especially when we found that
And
lamp
we are
so
joined
late into
by
the match.
our winner of our top match. It's xirtanul. GG's.
Give us 1 second, xirtanul. We're going to swap audio on the other stream so we lose the echo effect. 2-1. So we will be seeing you next week in the winner's side again.
What do you think of that seed? Yeah, that was really trolling you, that one.
See, for you it was Bombos. For the other 3 runners, it was Ice Rod. Yes,
That
it was.
is correct. Are
Give
we
us
good?
one
Can we
second,
start
so I don't
talking
worry.
again?
I don't know, because I can still hear his music. Lose the echo effect. Okay, there we go. Now we can speak again. Sorry about that, xirtanul.
That happens.
Yeah, right. So I guess we were talking about the Bombos medallion there, really trolling you. Any particular reason why you put off that little group of like blacksmith and purple chest? Like, any reason why you might have put that off? Can you think about your routing or anything like that?
Well, when I got Dark Wall access, I was like, well, let's just go Thieves Town and do the entire southern part because I had the mitts. So I did purple just really early, and well, when I did, I think it was Skullwoods, I got my hammer, and I was like, well, Pet Cave is just one location. There's never ever going to be something in there.
Right. Okay, that makes sense then. That's why you skipped that one check there. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and I mean, well, when I did Fig Flipper into Ice Palace, when I had that hammer, I found both Sahara and Meyer big keys, so I had so much to explore, and I think we already had all 4 T-Rock keys extremely early as well.
Yes, you did. Yeah, the seed was really open, so going back to that one location just didn't make any sense when you had so many other high density areas that you could be checking out. So yeah, it makes sense why you left that one to kind of the end there.
Yeah, and I was also really happy that I decided to go Desert before Swamp Palace.
Yes, right. Yeah, Desert before Swamp. That definitely worked out better.
But overall, I think this seed had a really, really weird logic to it, though. I mean, for me at least, I wanted the T-Rock to get my boots, to get the cape, to get the lamp, I think, in Aga Tower, and then I had to go back into T-Rock with the ice rod I found.
Yep. Yeah, and it's interesting because it was so free and open at the beginning there. We've had each one of our runners here kind of missing something else. So the logic wasn't very straightforward. You weren't all following the same path. You all kind of missed one thing here or there, and that kind of led to a lot of divergence throughout the seed.
It must be fun to commentate and watch them.
It was a really good race to commentate, for sure.
Yeah, it was one of those seeds that was very hectic, but a lot of fun to call.
Yeah, I can imagine. But I was like, well, as soon as I went into Ice Palace, I got those 2 big keys. I was like, well, I probably don't need flippers. And then, well, my routing led me to Swamp, and I was like, oh, come on, I just wanted a flipperless seed this time.
Yeah. It definitely wasn't going to let you off the hook, that's for sure.
And just taking a quick eye back to the runners still running, we do have Hahasell on the fight with the Big Pig. And we have FoxZerro closing on his trails, going up Limola 2 at the moment. So it looks like Hahasell is going to be taking that match, barring a couple falls again in here.
That sounds like another really close race, huh?
It was, yeah. FoxZerro is a little bit of a newer runner, but had an edge early on, and Hahasell had to kind of come from behind to pull this one out.
Yeah, it's one of those situations, like I said, with the ice rod, just kind of trolling Fox a bit, and it took Fox quite a bit of time to get down there to pick those up.
Yeah, basically what I've seen from Keysanity so far is that you usually have 10 out of the way locations, and one of them has the last item you need.
Yep, seems to be how it works, yeah.
But at least I'm happy we didn't have to go sword hunting after Aga 2.
Yeah, I saw that. Was that yesterday with Tear and Lugaru? That was a brutal match.
And we do have Hahasell defeating the Big Pig, taking first place in his matchup. The door opens, he goes through it and takes it with a first official time of 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 19 seconds. Let's get some GGs in chat for Hahasell, please.
And it sounds like we are being joined by Hahasell. GG's. Congrats on the win.
Yo, thanks. GG's.
So, any opening remarks on this seed? What did you think?
Well, if I'm being honest, that routing Ice Palace last was a big mistake.
That is, in my little bit of notes here, that is in giant font.
Yeah, I don't know, because I only found, so I only had the big key for it at the time, and usually I like to go to Ice Palace if I have at least one small key, but I never seem to find one, so I put it off behind literally everything else. And then it happened to have, 2 of the big keys that I needed to beat the game, and I was like, oh, well, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, and at that point in the race, you were actually behind your opponent. FoxZerro had cleared a little bit more and had found a couple more items and was just going, he was on his way. And you had to really hustle after you went through Ice Palace to kind of catch up and then get past him.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, at that point, I was just like, okay, I'm probably going to find GT Big Key. Either it's going to be on Trinex, it's going to be in Hera, or, I have 3 small keys. I'm probably going to find it in GT. But I was lucky where it was in Hera, so that I could just go mode that and then go hop straight into GT and finish it up.
Yeah, that routing definitely worked out well for you to go TR and then Tower of Hera and then right into Ganon's Tower. So that was nice.
So you are now 2-1, so you get to continue on to next week. So you are definitely still alive in the tournament. So I do want to wish you both good luck next week. It'll definitely be fun to see both of you run.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Thank you.
Do either of you have ambitions of making the giant 4-1 tiebreaker that is likely to happen?
Well, the more rando I can do, the better, right? So might as well just go for it.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one to get into. Hopefully, things keep going well the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think you guys both have what it takes to make it to that race. So yeah, good luck in the future there.
Yep, all eyes will fall to next week at this point, and we'll see who goes 3-1. Now you guys could face each other too. Any thoughts on that?
Well, to be honest, I don't really mind who I'm facing. I mean, it's still rando, and rando is all about making decisions. One runner can make good decisions, and the other one could make bad decisions. So I really don't mind who I'm running against, as long as I'm just having a fun game.
Yeah, it's not too important to me. As long as it's not TGH or ACMLM, I'm okay with facing anyone.
That's, yeah, all the big names you're definitely trying to avoid. You're just hoping that you don't get them in the bracket.
And OPTLawyer takes down Trinex, so he will be heading over to Ganon's Tower momentarily as well. And FoxZerro is dealing with the big pig. Ooh, gotta be careful. And FoxZerro takes down Ganon. Just gotta go through the quick animation here. And FoxZerro goes to the door with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 19 seconds. Let's get some GG's in chat for Fox, please.
And we are now joined by FoxZerro. GG's, man. Maybe just getting set up at the moment, but FoxZerro, when you're ready, feel free to chime in here.
We have Discord being Discord chat. Just bear with us momentarily while we get us situated.
Hello?
Hey, there we are.
Hey, Fox, we can hear you now.
Sorry about that. Settings.
No worries, no worries.
Discord being Discord.
So yeah, thank you. GG's all around, especially to xirtanul and Hahasell. Congrats, guys.
Yo, GG Fox, well done.
Yeah, good game indeed.
So give us some thoughts there, Fox.
I'm never going to forget the sewer again, is the first thing I want to say.
Yep, yeah, we hear that.
Well, I think a lot of that sewer check had to do with how Troy that lamp was.
Yeah, the lamp, I mean, I'm used to doing that. I've done it in the dark my past 2 matches, so having the lamp, I just forgot that it was there, because I didn't need to challenge myself.
Yeah, and the way that this seed was really open, like, there are a lot of locations that you could check. Are you really going to go back and check the sewers? Like, come on, right?
Exactly, it's one item, and there's more value in other locations. And, I mean, just kudos to this seed, too, for having the Misery Mire Big Key Independent Dungeon, and then the Silver Arrows Independent Dungeon. It knew what it was doing.
Yeah, it really kind of gave us kind of everything, which is, I guess, what the fans are hoping for. As a runner, it's kind of a little frustrating when you get a seed that's kind of twisted like this with a tricky logic.
You know what, though? I was just happy to have keys. For the first time in the tournament, I felt like I had keys from a very early point. That's why I went into Turtle Rock so early.
Yeah, that's a good point. It was pretty friendly with the keys, and the way that you went through your run, you were able to keep picking up keys and kind of keep progressing. You didn't have any really like stalling points at any point.
Yeah, which is always what I hope for when I'm playing. I don't want to ever get stumped or stuck in any moment.
Yeah, it really just came down to that unfortunate ice rod location because, you know, truth be told, you were actually ahead of your opponent for a while there, and we kept thinking if he goes to the sewers, he might actually have this one. So, you know, it's a tough break, but you were doing real well, gotta say.
I mean, it felt good. Like, this felt like a very good seed. I always felt like when I got the lantern by stealing the Desert Palace key, that felt really good. I'm like, well, that was not a mistake. There were I felt like I made a lot of gambles that ended up paying off. And that's the problem. You get a seed like this where your gambles pay off, and then you need to make sure that your mind doesn't get trained to that being the proper way to do it.
Yeah, good point. I mean, you were the only person that actually made the sequence break to get the lamp. So you had it ages before everyone else, and we were like, that's really cool that he went for it.
Well, you know, it's a pendant dungeon, so... And really, it wasn't necessary. Like, just having the silver arrows in there, it makes that Ganon fight easier, but I could have completed it without ever finding that second Desert Palace key. So just the way the logic was built, it seemed like the smart play. If it were the green pendant, I wouldn't have done it. But when it's wisdom or power, it just seems like the value is there. 2 chests as opposed to 1 location.
Yeah, good point. I like that. I like that thinking.
Yeah, I used to steal that key as well so you could break into the 2 chests, but I had 3 races in a row where it could be, bit me, so I kinda don't do it anymore.
Yeah, especially in Keysanity, I think it's a huge risk, just in case you have to, go back and fight Lambos, especially if it's like a Crystal Dungeon too.
Yeah, I would never make that play if it were a crystal. Seeing that it was a pendant early on, that's the only reason I made that gamble.
And drawing our eyes back to OPTLawyer for a moment, he is approaching Troll Arm 2, so he will be finishing momentarily as well.
Choosing to use Bombos on the last chest of the game there. Doing it for the chat.
And just to look at the schedule for a second while OPT finishes up before we get him in here. We do have a race going on right now in Speed Gaming 2. We have Pachu versus Mistaken and Ginger 23 versus Alucard 2004. And we also have the Echoes versus Jaxefri on A Link to the Past Randomizer 2. Those both started about an hour and a half ago, so those are probably winding up momentarily as well. We do have, also starting up a little while ago on Speed Gaming 1 was Final Flame versus Chauncey J, and Windeu versus John Rossums. That was over on Speed Gaming. That started at 8 o'clock, so that is going on as we speak. Coming up at 9 o'clock, on A Link to the Past Randomizer 3, we have Zephyr versus Songleaves and Arandobe versus Skipsy. That will be on at 9 o'clock on A Link to the Past Randomizer 3. And closing out the night on Speed Gaming 2, we have Kieran versus Crossrock and Dancer Nate versus ML Saru. That'll be at 10 o'clock on Speed Gaming 2. So we do have quite a few matches coming up here. So please follow all the Speed Gaming channels as well as all the Link to the Past Randomizer channels for a lot more randomizer action going into the rest of this week and 2 more weeks after this, plus the bracket stages. And OPTLawyer is dealing with Ganon now.
Got a bit of a tricky position there with in the Ganon fight here. That bottom right corner, but is a little bit of a trickier one to get your swings in on. Nice dodging the fire bats there.
He does have silver arrows. Gonna be a little bit harder for him. So, he does have tempered. Never mind. From right there, I thought he still had master, but no, he does have tempered. So it's going to need 4 quick arrow shots, and then Ganon will go down for OPT as well. And OPT has defeated Ganon, and the door will open for him momentarily. Let's get some GG's in chat for OPTLawyer, please. Very nice run for him as well. A very nice run for all 4 of these guys. Please give all 4 of them a follow. And OPT has finished Ganon with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 29 minutes, and 19 seconds. And I do believe he is with us in Discord, so GG, OPT, well played.
I'm so bad at this game.
It's not easy, man. Yeah, don't worry about that. You were doing real well.
Like, I don't even, like, the worst thing is I don't even know, like, it's definitely my routing. It's 100% my routing, and I don't know how to fix that.
That is a tricky thing to kind of get a handle on. It's, I guess if I was going to, off the top of my head, think of something, it's like you got to go for those high density locations. Don't try not to like double back and revisit places that you've been to a million times, and don't do those like really long runs for like one item. Like, I don't know, leave catfish until it's like the last thing. I don't know. Yeah. But
Well, I thought with catfish was I could do catfish and Zora in all that area at the same time. I'm like, that's kind of 5 items.
that is a good way to root that in. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, what was it? What was it that
I
really?
can't believe Ice Rod was actually in the sewers too, because I said I can do that dark, and then I didn't.
Yeah, of course it would be there, right? It
Right.
was the location that trolled 3 out of our 4 runners here.
I don't even know what caused me to go directly there after like clearing Turtle Rock and not finding it, but I'm like, okay, where can I go that I can leave my portal here and come right back here? And my first thought was, you know what? Sewers. It's going to be the sewers. It has to be the sewers. Holy crap, it was the sewer. Go for it. I can't believe we actually had to go into Ice Palace, beat Cold Stare for the freaking, what was it? Was that the Swamp, Palace of Darkness Big Key?
It was Misery Mire.
Misery Mire, one of those, right. At that point, they all look the same to me.
I think we had Hera and Mire in Ice. We had Palace of Darkness being in Swamp, and we had Silvers in Desert.
I thought I was so dead after, like, when I went into Swamp Palace, because I'm like, there's no way anything's here. And then we found one of the big keys in there. I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm not, like, completely far behind.
Yeah, it was the pod key in there, and then you ran right over to pod after that. So kind of like it kept you going at least, yeah.
Yeah. Sir, I did tell you were going to destroy me, though, so I'm not shocked at this outcome.
Well, as far as I've seen, with just the ice rod, that took you quite some time. But for the rest, your execution was really good.
No, it wasn't really. I don't feel like it was. I mean, yeah, as much as I did clear Turtle Rock looking for it, I by the time you had finished, I was still in Palace of Darkness, I think. Although I guess I was full clearing that because I didn't have the ice rod. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a couple of little things, I guess, here and there that started to slowly put you a little further behind. But yeah, I mean, Xirt was the one runner that actually made the play into sewers. So he had that ice rod. He knew it was there. He grabbed it before anybody else did. So while everyone else was like hunting for this ice rod, he already knew where it was. He already had it in his pocket.
Right.
On that same note, though, it was bombos for him that you 3 had that he didn't have. So it's kind of that flip flop.
Where was that at again? I don't remember anything in the seed.
That was at Peg Cave.
What was that?
That was at the Peg Caves.
Right. Yeah. I don't remember why I went back there. I just started looking for things. I almost went back into Thieves Town. Did anyone actually check what was in the big chest in Thieves Town?
Nope.
I got it, but I don't remember. I think it was a compass.
Okay, so
I think it was a key to. It was nothing. It was a key to Skull Woods, I think.
Did anybody else find silvers, or was I the only one dumb enough to go and beat Desert Palace?
Everyone had silvers.
Okay. I kind of thought so, because I'm like, we got that early enough to the point where, well, it's just an easy boss to go beat.
Yeah, all 4 of you beat all 10 dungeons.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
well, they kept putting things on pendant bosses. Like, what do you want, Seed?
It really seemed like the right thing to do, yeah.
It's funny because at the time I was about to go make a dip into Mire, but I had like no magic at all or something. So I was just like, I guess I'll just go beat Lamos real quick.
Kind of lucked into finding those silvers, I guess, then.
But basically. Yeah, then I wouldn't beat, oh. What the heck? Oh my gosh, Argus. I wouldn't beat him because I'm like, you know what? I'm already this far into Swamp Palace. I might as well just go beat him for no reason.
Yeah, because the swamp was the green pendant as well, so you get that one extra item, which turned out to be Piece of Heart, so also kind of worthless. But yeah, you're already in there. You might as well finish it off.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like, it's like, with the way that seed has been going, like, they put something important on every boss so far. Why not?
All right. Sabo, any final questions before we wrap up?
No, I think I'm good. I had a great time calling this race. You guys put on a great show for everybody. So thank you guys for running this. And I'll do the shout out to our 2 trackers, Tim Lobo and Brangwin. Thank you so much, guys, for tracking. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for me.
All right. Well, again, congratulations to all 4 of you for putting on a heck of a race. Thank you to the Speed Gaming family for putting on this tournament for sure. It's been a blast to call. Sabotender, thank you for calling with me. It was a blast to call with you, my friend.
Thanks, Dark Falls. Same.
So I was Dark Falls 1983. With me today was Sabotender. Behind the scenes was Tim Lobo and Brangwin doing the tracking. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you on the next race. We do have quite a few, as I mentioned earlier. We will see you then. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you for watching.